Hey, you guys, welcome back to another episode of your favorite Goth Kids, hosted by me, your boy Adam.
And me, your girl Ashley.
We're just going to jump right into it with this episode because we have so much to say. Because we were already kind of like talking about it right now. And I was like, let's just make it into an episode. So what we're talking about right now is the whole, as you guys know, the whole immigration things that are going on, the raids, the deportations, the fact that Trump is trying to get rid of all of us.
The fact that he's just president. Well, first of all.
No, I know.
Like, the fact that he came to term again. And, like, it's just, I just love people who are uneducated. And no offense, but a lot of offense.
Yeah, because I remember, I think a couple days after, and I'll send it to you if I could find it. There was a TikTok of a guy that he went on Google to see what were the most asked questions. Bitch. The most asked questions was like, what are tariffs? What does the educational system really do? Can I take my vote back? And he was like, this was research you guys were supposed to do before you voted. And he's like, and now look at what you all guys did to us.
Well, no, like, I haven't said this before, like, well, to Adam, but some of my coworkers, were saying how, well, no, I don't know if it was my coworkers or somebody, like, I knew that voted for Trump, that they were like, they were like, I regret voting for Trump, and they were like, I didn't think that he was going to say something like that, or be like that, or say these stupid things. Like, why didn't you do your research beforehand?
No, and not only that, but it's like, did you not pay attention to the way he was acting with his first term?
Yeah.
These are things he was saying from his first term.
But his first term, I mean, okay, if we put it in, like, a raw reality, it wasn't like this.
No, it wasn't.
Like, literally within 5 days, he became a dictatorship, and he's following, like I told Adam, step-by-steps of Hitler.
Yeah.
And sure, if YouTube wants to censor this or demonetize this, sure. But, like, this is reality of what's going on. This is Hitler became a dictator, and, like, I might be wrong, so excuse my ignorance, but I think within, like, 53 days or something like that, everything that he did happened so quickly. He was not the president when he was there. He was some sort of, like, general or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he wasn't even the president of Germany when he took over, like, dictatorship, and it was like, oh, within these couple of, like, weeks and months, I'm going to do all this damage. And then look how long it lasted, and then look at the effects that happened. And they're praying, like, oh, like, that's not going to happen here. This is the United States of America. Like, baby, it's happening now. Yeah. Like, if you can open your eyes, you can see that it's literally happening now. He's saying, like, oh, like, I was having this coworker with my coworker, one of my coworkers, today, how I was like, how are people not scared that Trump is saying, like, Guantanamo is back open, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, well, that's only for terrorists and criminals and whatnot, right? And I was like, what did Trump say in his speech when he got inaugurated? He said that he was saying that the Mexican cartel now are terrorists, right? So what does that make Mexicans who are not in the cartel? Does that make them terrorists as well? Does that make them criminals? Because technically being an illegal alien here is a
criminal offense.
A criminal offense. A federal offense. So would regular immigrants go into Guantanamo? They're like, no, it's only for terrorists. So again, listen to what you're saying to me. Like, being an illegal citizen here or not being from here, sadly, like, for whatever reason, you need some proof of whatever, stolen lands. That is considered a crime. Like, these are camps that they used to torture people in. I'm like, and they're like, no, they're just going to hold people there. Okay, sure. I'm like, sure, whatever. How are we going to know?
It's going to be a whole spa day.
Exactly.
That's what they think is
like,
going to be.
They're just going to treat them like regular human beings. Like, no, that's not what's going to happen.
No, and that's even what, I think I saw something, I don't know if, because obviously you can't believe everything on the internet, but what supposedly he has said was that what he wanted to do was take all of them and then use them as, like, for free labor. Like, like, so pretty much
so slaves.
Yeah, so pretty much what happened, like, slaves and then the concentration camps, like, put them to work, like, overwork them.
Oh, I love all of our rights being violated.
I know.
All of these rights. Like, he also said, like, another thing that he was saying, how he wants to, like, make free speech a thing again, but why is everything being censored right now in media? And news. Because
it has to be things that fall under his guidelines.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I thought free speech was a thing again. Why am I not being able to free my speech?
And imagine we upload this episode and we both get shot.
Exactly.
But honestly, take me out because I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I'll be able to survive these 4 years.
I was just saying that. I was like, these people who left beforehand were really smart. I wish that we could have done that.
I know.
And I know it's like easy to say like, oh, let's just go, but like in all reality, when things get tough, girl, we really gotta consider. Mm-hmm. And I'm not like trying to be like, oh my god, like we're trying to spread fear and panic
or misinformation
or you know whatever, but just like really just think about it and step back and just be careful and just really do your research and not like also let your feelings be influenced by what you're seeing on media as well. Because I was telling Adam, like, I've been getting a lot of anxiety and fear. Like, as a person who was born here, I was just like, why do I feel like I'm gonna be detained? Like, I was born here.
Because we can be, because I know that's what he said that he wanted to do, was that even if there's at least one person in the family that is undocumented, it could ruin it for everybody. Then everybody gets their citizenship revoked.
And again, that's part of like one of the amendments. I don't know which one, but it's part of the amendment. If you were born here, you are automatically a citizen, right? That's the term. So it's just like how are you going to revoke amendments that have happened for years and kept decent peace for years, for decades? Why are you doing this now? Like, it's 2025. How do we become, like, we literally were woke for like a year.
Yeah.
If that, did you not realize that? Like, we were literally doing okay for like a year.
For a year.
And then it went straight back down.
Straight down.
Like, literally everybody was like decently happy. It was okay. Like, I think it was like, maybe like the beginning of like a little bit before quarantine. That's like I think the year that was like, wow, this is like decently okay, you know. And then after that, straight to the ground from there.
It seemed like it was too good to be true, you know. Yeah. Because it seemed like we were going like in the right step forward, and then it just went downhill. Yeah. Like it's horrible to say because it was like the lesser of two evils, but it's like I would have rather have had Biden in office than him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, even though Biden was a fuck ass, too.
I mean, sure, like, you know, this might be my personal... I'm going to say that this is my personal opinion. All politicians are corrupt.
Yeah.
All of them.
It was evil on both sides.
I don't care what people say. They're like, no, this person truly has a good heart. They're for the people. If you're a politician, you have to be a little corrupt. Yeah. Just a little. Even if it's not a lot, but... In the end, no one's going to be happy with either side. There's everything's always going to be 50-50. But just like, why does it feel like this 50% is also not liking it? Like the people who voted for Trump, why are they not happy now? Why are they realizing that like all these rights are being taken away from them? Like, oh, this actually affects me and my family too, even though we're from here. Like, why did you not realize that beforehand?
I think because they all just... Kind of like what another video that I saw. I think it was Obama's wife talking about it, where it's like, you guys swear that he sees you guys as his equal. If you're not within his like little group
of billionaires,
he doesn't care about you, even if you are white. Because all of this affects everybody. But I think everybody just paid attention more to the fact that they were gonna get quote unquote cheaper groceries and gas prices and whatnot.
That was what everybody was clinging on to. Like my coworkers are like, oh, I can't wait for baby. What is it, like a carton of eggs right now is like $20-something,
like $30-something.
Why is it $20 to $30 for a carton of eggs? Can someone explain that to me? Like, we have chickens right now. Like, what it happened within the past 5 days that it's raising it to like X amount?
It's the whole tariff. So because he's getting rid of it, now we are the ones that have to pay for having it being distributed from somewhere else.
Yeah, because he said that he doesn't want to have like stuff from like outside of the United States being brought into the United States, and I was like, baby, I need my bulldog noodles. Like, don't do this to me. And like,
I know, when I think it was you who told me that like my ramen place would go away, and I was like, oh, I'm shooting myself.
Exactly. Yeah, it was like everything that we like here, and especially like we live in Vegas. Like people like we live in Vegas. We have so much culture here. It's crazy. What are we going to do if that actually does go away? What are we going to do in Vegas? Vegas is a tourist town. People are going to be scared to come here in Vegas. Like, what are we going to do? And that's what people were saying, like, That's the reason why the police department doesn't want to get involved here, like with the ICE raids and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because we are a tourist town. Vegas is known. We come out of movies all the time. Like, where's a crazy place to go? Vegas.
Yeah.
So it's just like they're saying like the only reason why they're doing that is because they don't want their tourist thing to be gone, and that's where they're like, oh, it's a little bit like safer over here and this and that. And I get that point of view too, but in reality, that's the only way how 99.9% of Vegas people are able to live here because of casinos.
Yeah.
Because of jobs in casinos. I don't work in a job in a casino, but you do.
I do, yeah.
So imagine tourists stop coming to Vegas.
I lose my job.
Millions of people lose their job. How many people live in Las Vegas? Is it like 2 million?
I don't know.
I have no idea. Or like thousands of people will lose their jobs, right? And that don't even affect my job. Even though my job has things to do outside of Vegas, it's California, it's Colorado. Also terrible places to be right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, especially Cali.
And in the end, like we're gonna get replaced by AI. So it's just like what like nothing is okay right now.
It's all downhill from here. I know.
It's all downhill from there. Like literally, my coworkers are saying like, literally robots can do our jobs now, and I'm just like, can you just shut up? Like I'm just like, hush. I have enough to worry about right now that I do not need that right now.
I do not need that.
But just like everything that's going on is just evil. Like how can people be so evil?
I know.
People who are not from here, like how can you be so evil? Like Elon Musk, he's not from here. From South Africa.
Oh yeah, he's also like a minority.
Yeah,
to a certain degree.
From
yeah.
South Africa.
But he swears he's white. He really plays
and he
into
has
that
a
white
disability, right? Because people are saying that he's autistic.
They're only saying that because he did the quote unquote Roman salute.
Well, okay, fine. Let's just say that they're saying
real.
That he's a minority and he has a disability. What? How are you agreeing with somebody who wants to take away the rights of like people? Like you came from South Africa, sir. Like, if he really enforces that kind of... And he got booted out of the White House.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he got booted out of the White House. They told him that he gotta go. And that he couldn't really, like, speak into... Like, again, this is what I've been seeing, right? But, like, my coworkers who are big, like, Trump supporters, they've been talking about it. Or, like, other people who have been talking about it. They're like, oh, yeah, he got booted out of the White House. Because they don't need him anymore. Trump is president now. This is his last term. Well, that's what he's saying, right? Because he wants to change that too. Like, this is his last legal term, right? Because if not, after that, he's going to change it, and that's very, like, wrong. This is his last term. He already used all the connections that he could. He doesn't need Elon Musk anymore. Elon Musk is not a politician. Why he's involved in politics, nobody will ever know.
I know. Him and Mark... Mark Zuckerberg being involved in it is just like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, like the person who just like Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, the ex-owner of TikTok.
Yeah.
What are you doing there? You are literally companies of Amazon, of Apple, of TikTok social media. Why are we involved in politics? Like why?
And especially the owner of TikTok, an Asian man.
Yeah.
Going for Trump. That's crazy. If he could, he would have you shot and killed.
Exactly. Best believe.
It might happen.
No, and then how they were interviewing people who were like, you know how usually the inaugurations, like, they like to do that outside to have, like, people there or whatever?
Yeah.
So, apparently they didn't do this year because they did it inside. Did you notice that people have to pay to be in the inauguration?
Do they?
So yeah, they paid like $1 million or something like that to be in there. Some of those the like influencers like Jake Paul, Logan Paul, that one boxer or whatever, that famed guy. What's his name? Conor McGregor, is that his name? Again, I could be wrong.
He's a Trump supporter.
He's a Trump supporter apparently because he was there. He was there. These people again have nothing to do with politics, and they're in the room with these important people. Why are you there?
It was an influencer party.
It was an influencer party. Like.
Oh my
like, they closed off the thing for, like, the public, and they only let these people who paid for them, like, obviously billionaires who paid to be there, people who have, like, power because they have money, and the people who voted for you are outside freezing. And they don't get to see you get inaugurated on their phone now. He's secluding himself, even from the people that voted for him.
Yeah.
Like, do you see...
But that's because he's, quote-unquote, for the people.
Yeah, but again, like Michelle Obama said, he will never see... regular people as an equal.
He would never, even the ones that voted for him, he doesn't see you as his equal.
Or like people who are like, oh, Latinos for Trump and this and that. Latinos for Trump are getting deported.
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
Like,
dude.
literally, that girl who did that interview, I think that's what it, again, this could be wrong research, whatever. This is like what we're saying, what I've seen. There was this girl who was a Hispanic lady, I think. She was from Mexico or something like that. Like, she was like, oh, Latinos for Trump, but I think in his first run for president, she got deported.
The lady that was in Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was hilarious.
She was deported. Or, like, there was a guy who was on TikTok. This I literally saw on TikTok, where he's like, well, I voted for Trump, but my wife is an illegal immigrant, and she just got deported. ICE just took her right now from me. What did you think was gonna happen to your wife? God. Like, he's a white man and his wife is Latina. What did you think was gonna happen to your wife? Like, they literally came there and grabbed, like, 3 people. And he's like, well, this is not right. Like, my wife didn't do anything, this and that. So it's just your wife? You think it was just your wife?
They didn't think about all that. That's why. Even when he was first, when he had first won, like a couple of days later, my brother was telling me that on TikTok, there was these 2 families that live across from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was a white one and one of them was a Latino. And they both had, like, you know, like the little picket fence thing?
Yeah.
That says Trump on it. They both had it. So the white kids wanted to hang out with the Latino kid. And the white dad came out and was, like, yelling. He was like, oh, stay off my property. Stay away from my kids. You can't sabe qué. And the Latino was like, but I'm like you. And the white guy was like, no, you're not. he's like, no, you're not.
No, you're not. Baby, I see melanin in your skin.
But yeah. And it was like, damn, like, you really thought you would be his equal? But he's like, no, I still see you as an immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
I still see you as a dirty Mexican. Like,
yep.
That's so embarrassing.
Exactly. Like, people are being racially profiled right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they're being detained or being deported just because you look brown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is, again... We've been through this before. We've been through segregation. Well, not, like, us, because, well, I mean, Hispanics were, like, not, like, they were, how do you say it? Like, it wasn't about, like, Mexicans when, like, segregation was a thing. It was mainly about...
the blacks.
About an African-American person,
a
black person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have been through this before in history. Mm-hmm. Why are we repeating this again? Like, why is this happening? Like, why do people hate each other so much? I hate people. But I hate everybody equally. Everybody. I don't care what your skin tone is. I just don't like you.
Yeah.
And that's me.
Just like Marilyn Manson says in his song, there's no time to discriminate. Hate every MF in your way.
Exactly.
And I was like, exactly. Because I hate all of you.
I'm not discriminatory against nobody, especially because I'm Hispanic myself. I just don't like people in general because people are ugly nowadays. Mm-hmm. Like, people got attitudes real quick and I'm just like, I'm nice. What's going on? But anyway, just so much hatred in the world. I'm just like, I do not understand what we cannot live in peace for like 5 minutes. No. 5 minutes of world peace would cure the world, honestly. Just 5 minutes. It would just...
We just need another pandemic to happen. Because the world was healing during that time.
And again, I want to see, like, I was telling my coworker, I want to see, like, what happened to Elon Musk. Because he used to be a person against, like, people like Donald Trump.
Really?
Yeah, he was like he would tell like there's like a organization that like helps with like to end world hunger and whatnot. Mm-hmm. He like messaged them and he was like, he put it privately on Twitter, I think once. So he was like, tell me how much to end world hunger. Give me a number, and I will write you a check. Mm-hmm. They never responded to him, or they didn't give him a number. He used to be for the people, obviously, because he's not from here. But I don't know, within, like, the last couple of years, after Grimes, he lost it.
Oh, yeah, I forget he was with Grimes.
Like, Grimes is not about that life either. She is very much... Like, yeah, she comes from a family with money, but she is not about that life at all.
That was such a weird pairing. I remember that.
What happened in between these time frames? Just the more money you get, the more evil you are. Mm-hmm. That's what I say. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe it's because I don't come from money, but... The more money you have, the more it gets to your head. Mm-hmm. Like, you just think you own the world because you have X amount of money. Babe.
Because everybody's buying those ugly-ass cyber trucks. Mm-hmm.
By the way, they got like 1 billion recalls. I work for cars.
Really?
Don't do it. They have so many recalls.
About what?
The sensors don't work. The doors are very not safe. Like, they will cut off your fingers. Oh. Like, be careful if you ever go into it. Like, please watch your fingers. I'm not even joking. They will slice your fingers off. Or anything that, like, your body, it will, like, hurt, damage the trunk, anything like that. It's just really bad. Those cars are not good. Electrical cars, sorry to say, I know, like, we're trying to end gas cars, but electrical cars typically sometimes have bigger problems than gas cars sometimes. Not all of them. but Tesla does.
Except with
Tesla is supposed to be for like you know, like you have an electric car. We're trying to save the world. Those batteries are not recyclable. Fun fact. I don't know if people don't know that. They go straight to Yuck Mountain. They are not degradable. They do not become compost magically. They are not recyclable. Those batteries are terrible for like planet Earth. And people were like, no, these cars are gonna like the battery that you're driving literally causes so much damage when you no longer need that battery. They cannot be recycled. Like, there's no way for us to like strategically save energy to like destroy them. So, just you know, like that's
it's like you. How am I trying to say it? Like yeah, you may have fixed the problem, but then you also started
in
another
the long
one.
run. You started something else.
Yeah.
He really didn't fix anything.
Like okay, we may have fixed like the whole gas thing, but now the other problem is all this compost. Yeah. And we're all gonna die from it still.
Yeah, so. No, literally. Radiation is
we are the next Chernobyl.
We are.
We're the next Chernobyl.
You know, we're right. Well, that's why I say I think it's called Yuck Mountain, right? Or Yucca Mountain or something like that, because we're right next to it. You know that, right?
I thought you were just being funny. Yuck Mountain. That's why I was laughing.
I think it's called Yuck Mountain or Yucca Mountain. It's right here. It's right here.
Wait, and what do they do? Just throw the compost
They just throw non-degradable bio stuff there. Radioactive stuff is basically right around the corner of Vegas.
I have to do I have to research.
Do the research
this.
on it. I remember learning about that in school, and I was like, "Why are we here?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, just fun fact. There's a mountain, like a couple hours away from here, like an hour away from here. And that's really dangerous. Don't ever go there."
Because of all the radiation. Yeah. I have to do research.
Do the research on it. I promise you, I'm not lying. I promise you. Maybe, I don't know if they got rid of it, but I doubt it, but...
Because when you say Yuck Mountain, I thought you were messing around.
No.
To Yuck Mountain.
No, I'm not messing around. I'm not messing around. I'm not trying to be funny in the slightest. Like, it's real. Or it was real, but I think it still is a thing. Like, they just throw stuff up there. I'm sorry, I'm literally...
No, it's okay. She has to take all of her vitamins.
I didn't even think about it. It's because this is the time that I take them, so it's just like...
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
It's for my coochie health. Those are my vitamins. But I'm just, oh my god, like there's just so much more. And it's scary. And I wish people could be a little bit more compassionate too. I was seeing a video about this girl where she was like, what did she say? She was like, oh, I laugh in immigrants' faces and this and that when I see that they're being deported. She's like, for me, that's entertainment. What did she say? She used a specific word.
Oh, I think I saw that.
And I was like, I watched it and I was like, my blood ran cold. She was a psychopath.
Yeah, it was some white woman. Yeah, she was saying like, yeah, I think it's funny where like the kids come home and their parents aren't there anymore. Yeah, I saw that. I couldn't watch the full thing because I was like, oh,
I was fuming.
Yeah, I was like, I can't listen to this right now.
I mean, like people were like, well, if you didn't think what Elon Musk did was a Nazi salute, they're like, do it and post it on social media, right? So people are trying to do like ways that isn't like the Nazi salute. It's like your hand the other way around, you're not all the way up, right? But people who have actually done the salute, every single one of them that's gone viral has been fired, has been dismissed, or has been they're like, oh, I had to what is it when you like you have to put in your papers to like quit basically.
Renounce or
what is it?
Yeah, it's like re something.
Yeah. So all those people, like, they've been fired. They've been like, they're like, yeah, like their companies are like, oh, hey, sorry, we do not condone this kind of behavior.
Yeah, because even that lady that was talking about that, they found out where she worked and they fired her, and that company put a like a statement out saying like, we do not agree with this.
They're like, this is just her, Pookie. This is not nothing to do. There was this one girl who like. She was like, oh, I know that my job's going to fire me, whatever. And then her job put out a statement. And they were like, we gave this to the proper authorities and the FBI. So not only did they call the cops, they knew it was wrong. They had to call the FBI. Because, like, what she was saying in her video, I think it was that girl, was just wild. Just like, why would you... I mean, you know what? I get it. You're not going to like everybody. Fine. But why would you say that online?
Because brain rot's so bad nowadays.
Like, if you want to hate people... keep it in your head and keep it in your mind and keep it to yourselves and hands to yourself. Like, why are you saying this online? Like, I hate to say it, but, like, you're asking for somebody to beat you up.
No, you are.
Because there's going to be, like, you're being a crazy person, there's going to be another crazy person just like you ready to beat you up.
Yeah, because, for example, that guy, I think his name was Nick Chavez, that he was going around TikTok with the whole, like, oh, your body, my choice. They doxed him, and they found out where he lived. And I was like, whoop.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
I saw that. And I was like, you asked for it.
You asked for it.
I'm like, you come aggressively to people and they're like, oh, well, people can't take a joke nowadays. That is not a joke. Can you imagine if that was you? Like, let's say the other way around. Let's say that girls were saying that to guys. Guys would be terrified right now, right? They'd be like quaking in their baby steel leather boots. It's because these people don't know what it feels like to have somebody take away your decision over your own body. Because they're a guy. They won't understand fully until something happens to them. And then when something happens to them, they're like, oh, well, they won't ever say anything. So they're, like, secluded and now they hate even more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, again, it comes back to this thing where you just say stuff out of hatred, out of, like, this envy that like, hatred and just, like, really strong feelings, and you just don't know what to do with them. And, like, I'm just like, why are we saying crazy sociopath things online?
Oh, dude.
Just, like, why are you saying this stuff? Or, like, this one guy who he was like, he's like, all life matters, even if it's a fetus, like, whatever, right? Sure, whatever. They asked him, they're like, oh, so this matters, right? And it's like a picture of a fetus. He's like, yes, that life matters. You shouldn't abort a baby. And they're like, well, this is a dolphin fetus. So.
I think I heard about that.
And he was like, well, exactly.
Because you're uneducated. You're just speaking out of your ass.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So does dolphin life matter too? Like that's what she was saying. Like, hello, like this is not even a human being. This is a dolphin fetus or something like that. But it wasn't a human fetus. And he was like,
If obviously that would never be me, but if that was me, you would never say to me again.
Exactly.
I would have to shoot myself because that's so embarrassing.
Exactly. And again, like, you know, this is our president because we live in the United States. But like, I saw another interview about like this. Okay, this is like hard censor stuff. Like, Donald Trump has been accused of sexual assault before, right? Like,
yeah.
He had raped somebody before. So this guy came out with hard questions, and he was like, "You Donald Trump supporters, he's like, how would you feel if somebody did this to you?" He was like, would you take orders from somebody who forcefully did this to a woman? Like, 3 people raised their hands. And they were like, well, I don't care what happens to women like that. They're like, it doesn't matter. They were like, women are just objects. And I was like, what is going on here? And the fact that it was still 3 people out of like 10 people that were sitting there. So 70% of them were like, well, you know, that's too far, right? That's too far. You know, like, the R word is still the R word. 3 people, though, still thought alike, and they were like, doesn't matter, because, you know, he's a guy, and he's gonna do guy things. Like,
see, and that's their excuse with it all. It's just like, he's a man, and this is how men act. And it's like, how are you finding a way to excuse SA and, you know, the R word and all that? It's just like, what the hell?
But, like, you as a man, Adam, you've never done anything like that. And I know a lot of people who haven't done stuff like that either. It's not something that you feel like puberty. Because that's what they make it seem like, oh, like, you know, wanting to do this to a female is just natural. No, it is not.
That's crazy.
No, it is not. Because as a female, because obviously females can also essay somebody else, whether it's a female or a man. Girls can also do that too. As a female, it's never crossed my mind in my entire life to do something against somebody's will.
To look at a man and be like, he looks so good, I'm going to take it right now.
I'm just going to take him right now. Like, not even yes or no. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Never in my entire almost 22 years of life has that ever crossed my mind. That's just an evil thought. Like, that is just, you're just insane. You're so heartless to do that to somebody. Again, sociopaths, because they lack empathy. They lack empathy. So when people are like, well, I just lack empathy, I'm staying away from you. You're a sociopath. Like, I lack empathy a little bit when it comes to certain things, but I'm not a monster, and I've never done anything to anybody.
Yeah, because when it comes to like bodily autonomy and human rights, and just not being like in that type of sense, if in that, how am I trying to say it? Like in that field, I guess, if you don't have empathy when it comes to anything like that, yeah, that makes you a horrible person.
Exactly. Like, I don't want to just go up to a kitten and kick them.
Oh
like,
my God.
Like, I would cry. Like, what? Like, doesn't that make you feel sad that you're harming another human life?
And somebody that's like so little and vulnerable.
Yeah, like just, or like even like, or just an adult. Like, why are you ruining somebody's life completely by doing this to them? Like, just, there are people willing out there to sleep with people. Go find yourself somebody who's willing to sleep with you, or pay somebody. If nobody wants to.
Go to the strip and get one of those titty cards.
Exactly. Get yourself a blow-up doll. Like, it is, like, just...
Ew, I saw one.
Just, oh my goodness. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously those topics are, like, a lot more in-depth, more serious. Like, just... But just... Everything right now is just going crazy. I'm like, oh my God, we're slowly descending into madness.
We are. And it's becoming, like, so dystopian. It's insane. It's such dark times.
And then again, people are like, well, this isn't going to happen. This isn't going to happen. Everything that we feared is happening.
Yeah.
So if you want to be in denial, that's fine. I'm just like, don't expect me to feel pity for you when you had enough time, people had warned you, and you still don't care. And then something happens to you, you're like, well, I didn't think it was going to affect me, baby. It is. It is going to affect you.
No, and it's everywhere. Like how I was telling Ashley the other day, because we were having this conversation through text, was that the day that I had to work both of my jobs, I just kept dealing with MAGA people the entire day. Because at my first job, for those of you guys that don't know, I'm a housekeeper. And every room I walked into, there was MAGA hats, there were stickers of Trump, like... And I can't do anything about it, because if I refuse to do their room because of that, they'll probably fire me.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, because I signed up to clean rooms.
Yeah.
But like every room I walked into, it was like that, and I was like, God damn, dude. And I had to do an even better job because half of those rooms were our VIP guests. And I was like, oh, you bastards.
You were like, I love this for me.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
And they were terrible tippers, I bet.
Oh, I made no money that day. Yeah, I made no money that I made nothing.
Your Hispanics will give you tips. Thank you.
No, yeah. And then when I went to my second job, I had gotten everything ready for my second job, and I opened the drive-thru window, and my first customer was somebody in a MAGA hat. And what made it so sad, and this is going to be so controversial for me to say, but that man was so fine. No! Unfortunately, he was that typical, like, pretty well fit, like, silver daddy. And then I saw it was weird because he was so nice and so respectful. And then I saw his hat, and I was like, oh, you want me dead. If you only knew.
You were like, sir, I love you, but I can't love you.
But I can't love you. But his son was hideous.
My brother in Christ, why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, but his son was ugly.
Oh.
His son looked inbred. Yeah.
Probably is.
But I saw him in a hat, and I was like, I really have to deal with this every day now.
You know what? I don't really see a lot of people with, like, merchandise like that on themselves, but I do see it a lot on cars now.
Oh, no. Even, not to bring him up, but the other guy I was talking to, the Cholo Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me and him had went to go eat ramen, and they set us at the bar. And at the other part of the bar right here, there was 4 people in a row wearing the MAGA hats.
I would have been like, do you know that this place is going to close down now? Thank you.
I know, like, you're coming to
Asian restaurant.
Like, what are you doing?
I know, like, it's like, you know how, like, I say this because I like my best friend and whatnot. Like, white people love their Mexican food. What are you going to do when there's no authentic Mexican food?
Right.
Who's going to cook your tacos? Because it ain't going to be me, because I'm going to go back to Beanerland.
Exactly. And then all this, the street tacos, like the trucks, everybody there is going to get deported.
Did you notice that there's no, like, taco trucks or anything
anymore? Yeah, because if they set up, like, they can't risk it. Yeah, Nevada may be saying one thing, but who knows?
But ICE will do whatever they want to.
Exactly.
So they have their own laws or whatever. Like, they still have to follow specific things, and again, really, like, inform yourself on those kind of things, but there's no vendors anymore. Like the people who like used to sell like flowers and whatnot. Like Valentine's Day is gonna come up soon. I guarantee you that you're not gonna see a lot of vendors.
A lot of vendors, yeah.
Like how they used to be, like every like almost like the like 2 weeks before Valentine's Day, you'll see a bunch of teddy bears, flowers, this and that. Obviously, because it's Valentine's Day. I don't think this year that we're gonna have any of that outside. Los Angeles has been rummaged through. Like, baby, there's still a fire going on in California, and now we got to be worried about deportations. Like these poor people in California, like just like
it's one thing after the other.
And like my cajones, like
oh, I know,
like that's not coming back.
my cheap band t-shirts.
my Shayla, like,
my Shayla.
My Shayla.
I know, and we were supposed to go to California at the end of
February.
At the end of February for California Adventure, but we all had to have that discussion where it's like right now it's not safe.
It's not safe for anybody.
Yeah.
Of color to go outside.
To travel. I mean, I know that Ashley could be pretty white passing.
Yeah.
But that can only go so far because
but we still look foreign.
We look ethnic.
Yeah.
Yeah. We may be white passing, but when you look at me, I don't look white.
No, especially when I wear makeup, I look more ethnic.
Ethnic. Yeah.
Because right now I'm pale and I have no makeup. But when I'm wearing makeup, depending on how I do it, I look Hispanic as hell. Like, yup, she's Latina. Yep. Get her.
Yeah, get her.
Get her.
Get her. Yeah.
Get her. So it's just like right now, like me, yeah, no, it's just dangerous to go anywhere right now. People are scared also. Like when people have fear, more panic causes than anything. Like, you know, and when people are scared, they do really crazy things.
I know, dude.
So it's just not safe to travel right now, really anywhere. I mean, at least in our opinion, if you want to travel, you go ahead, Pookie. You go on that train. You go on that airplane. But I can't do it. I can't risk it. I'm a nervous person in general already. Like, even before all this stuff happened, if a call pulled me over, I was already crapping my pants. Can you imagine now? I'd be like, take me, sir. Take me to Guantanamo.
Oh my God.
I'm just ready now. Just like, let me at least change my chonies.
For real, let me have clean chonies.
Like, I don't know, just, man, just like, but really, like, pre-warning, just please inform yourselves on things. Like, you know, if you don't want to look at stuff right now, that's fine, you know, because also mental health is, like, insanely.
I had to stop looking at stuff. Because I was freaking out myself more. Because I know at first, I was scared more because, you know, I'm gay. But I think once the whole immigration thing came up, that's when, like, I really had to worry about, like, my entire family.
Not only do we have to worry about that, like, for example, like, you're Hispanic, then you're gay, then you're a man. Like, you're going to be sent to the army.
No, for real.
Like, dude, and this is our peak years where they're like, if anything were to happen, like, we're going to be, girl, I'm out of shape. Like, I ain't fighting for nobody.
I ain't fighting for nobody.
I can make you a decently good pancake. Put me in the kitchen. Like, just
put me in the kitchen.
Put me in the kitchen. I'm not saying that because I'm broke.
I was a housekeeper. I can make some really good beds.
You can tidy up these bunk beds.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? We are not really, like, pistol people either. Like, you're not a gun person. I'm not a gun person either. Like, I think they're cool, sure, but, like, a time and a place, right?
Yeah, keep them away from me.
There's a time and a place.
Just not in front of me.
Yeah, just don't tell me that you have a gun in the house because I will be nervous. Or I will try to shoot myself. So.
I will scream at the top of my lungs.
I will. I'll be like, just give me the gun. just give me the gun. But just really inform yourself. This is how we have been feeling. Obviously, like, really strong feelings. Yeah. Just because it makes you angry.
No, it does. It does.
It makes me really angry. It makes me really sad. It makes me feel terrible about how, like, imagine, like, I feel this way. I can only imagine how other people are feeling right now who are really going through it right now.
Who are actually, you know, like, undocumented.
Yep, who are undocumented or who have been transported, who've been captured. What's the word? You know, because people are like, what do you mean captured? You're being kidnapped.
Yeah, you are.
You're being kidnapped from your home.
Detained is a sugar-coated word.
Yeah.
You're being kidnapped.
You're being kidnapped from your home. Like, you're okay in your home and you're being taken away from your family. Like, it's just sad and just like, oh man, it's just a lot to think about.
I know. And it sucks that it happened to be this year. Like, the year I'm in therapy and the year I'm trying to fix myself, and then all this happens, and I'm like, oh,
the year that I'm trying to fall in love.
Oh no.
No. But just the year that I wanted peace. Like every year, I'm just like, why is it getting worse?
Why is it getting worse?
Every year, like what day are we in now from the year? We are in we're in the day 30 and of 2025. And look how bad it's gotten.
Look at how bad it's been.
I'm not trying to say that we're not going to be alive by next year, but I'm just saying.
We might not be.
Like,
I might be in Mexico next year.
For real. You know what? Mexico's lovely this time of year.
No, for real.
It is beautiful.
And like when you told me over text, I put it on my Instagram though, where it was like, at this point, I'm going to take myself to Mexico.
I'm going to take myself to Mexico.
And then I had somebody that he's a hairdresser here, and he's under DACA. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I've been looking at houses already, and I'm like, fuck. Mm-hmm. It's for somebody who is undocumented, like it's getting to that point where it's like I have to think about the future of like, okay, if I get tossed there, I need to have, a home.
Well, I mean, and the funny part is like we all think that we're gonna get like deported to like Mexico or whatever. Some people are getting deported to places that they're not even from.
Really?
Yeah, they've been like mistakenly put on other planes where they're not even from. So can you imagine that we get deported and we're not even getting deported to Mexico? We get deported to somewhere else that we don't even we really don't belong to.
Like where?
What's another, like Colombia or something like that? They're like deporting them to places that they're not from, like Hispanics, like Mexicans to Salvador or something like that. They're sending them places that they're not even from.
And Colombia's pretty bad.
Exactly. Like they're sending them places that they don't even they I guess belong to. When I mean like where they say that they belong to, where they're from, like their heritage is from. They're not even, like, their roots aren't even from there.
From there. They're Mexican, not Colombian.
Yeah, they're being sent to places that are not, like, they have literally been like, oh, like, yeah, they transported them to the wrong place. So, and, like, we're all different parts of, like, let's say that you really have to go somewhere. Like, if we go to Mexico, we're all going to go to Mexico. But, like, just, I don't know. Like, it's just crazy. I don't even speak Spanish. I don't even lie to you guys.
You don't?
I don't speak... I speak decent Spanish. I don't speak great Spanish, though.
I think I had to because everyone at my second job speaks Spanish. And then now as a housekeeper, half of them, like a majority of them, speak Spanish.
No, I think I speak pretty well, and I understand all of my Spanish. It's just that there's specific words that I don't understand, and you can tell that I have an accent. So when I go to Mexico, they're going to be like, you're not from here.
Yeah, like they know.
They know. They're like, yeah, we haven't seen your kind here before.
It's like, yeah, I'm not from here, and I didn't want to be here. But I got thrown here.
Not that I don't want to be in Mexico. It's
scary over there.
I don't belong in Mexico.
I'm gonna fall in love with the nautical, and that's gonna be it.
Don't even tell me. I just moaned a little. I was like, oh my god. No. No, sir. No, sir.
No, sirree.
No, sir. As I bite my finger, I'm like, no.
You're like, capture me if you want me. And
hey, but like,
and then they're like, no, and they shoot you.
Hey, but we speak English and Spanish. And we speak perfect English and we type perfect English. Like we can find ourselves decent jobs over there. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
I know. I was messing around because me and my brother were watching Love Is Blind, and they were in some place in Mexico. I can't remember where, but when we found out that like the deportations were gonna happen, I started to like look into that specific hotel. And over there in Mexico, if I want to be a housekeeper, I can make like $30 an hour. And I was like, I'm gonna be the one to save this family.
But remember, our credentials mean nothing in over Mexico. No, they don't mean anything. So we would literally start from scratch.
I'll be like, no, I've been a housekeeper for 2 years. Come on.
Well, I mean, I would lie. I'd be like, I've been a housekeeper for 10 years. Please. Porfis. Go to un sad emoji.
Go to un sad emoji. And they're like, no.
No. Imagine, I've been at my job for 3 years. Like, I don't really think that they have that kind of stuff in Mexico. I mean, they probably do. I'm being ignorant. But I work at a call center for, like, car dealerships. I don't know if they have that kind of thing over there.
In Mexico? Yeah.
They probably do, but, like, in Spanish, and I'm, like, my main language is in Spanish. I can decently do it, but, like, girl, I'm also not going to argue with you in Spanish. Ugh. I'm be like, no. ¿Entiendes? ¿Sí o no? ¿Sí o no?
Te voy a colgar. Boom.
Banana. And just
oh my god.
So just, man. Well, there again. This could go on forever, but we just want to go on here and just say our piece.
Yeah, just put our piece out there.
That was intense. I feel like we started off really strong.
I know. And that's because we barely were recording this. Me and Ashley were talking about it before I decided to record it.
Yeah, and I was telling Adam some stuff, and we were like, "Oh my god, we're dead."
Oh yeah, there were some things that we couldn't put out there.
No.
For not only our protection, but for everybody else's.
But for everybody else's.
Yeah.
Even people that we don't know.
Mm-hmm. No, honestly.
Like, it's just for better protection.
Yeah. But for everybody out there who didn't vote for him, that is a Latino, just be safe. I did share a website where it could tell you where ICE is. I could find it again, so I could link it down in the description box. Because one of my friends that is undocumented, he sent it to me. Because he doesn't want to share anything because, that could dox him. But yeah, I'll share that link. Because, like, you put in your zip code and it'll tell you everywhere they're at. Which is kind of scary, but it's better to be informed.
Oh, I didn't know that. Let me look at that. And I see, like, 3 in my neighborhood. I'm like, ooh.
You freak yourself out even more?
Yeah. I'm just like, oh my god. I mean, I could go outside, but still.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Well, yeah, we just wanted to make this episode real quick.
It was intense and chaotic, sorry.
I wanted to talk about where we've been, but whatever. This was more important than us talking about where the hell we've been. Yeah. It hasn't even been that long. I think it's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It hasn't been like too long.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys, that was just a conversation we wanted to have right now. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch us and to hear us and to keep up with us. Yeah.
If you don't see us here in Vegas, we love you guys. We'll see you in Mexico.
I'll try to keep y'all updated if we're gonna get deported or not.
Just like, we're vlogging it. Hey guys.
Yeah.
We've been deported.
It's a podcast, and my activity on my social medias has been not there for 2 months. Just know that I got deported. Just when I got deported. I mean, and I got everything taken away from me.
Exactly. I mean, that's why you gotta save your passwords.
I mean, I do. I have the same password for everything, so.
Oh, I don't have the same password for everything.
See, I do.
Okay.
Well, we'll catch you guys all in the next episode.
Bye.
Deuces.